It is not a secret that starting a business involves risks and many startups end up failing. In fact, around 70% of startups usually fail a few years after launching. This is definitely discouraging, but a good entrepreneur should be aware of what are the top reasons that lead to failure. This will help you feel less discouraged, as you'd be able to know to avoid such mistakes. So listen up as we will go over the top 10 reasons why startups fail, along with the patterns that usually lead to failures. It is usually harder to discern you are doing something wrong until it is too late, so it is important to understand how things could go wrong to detect the mistakes early. 1. The market doesn't need the business. One of the most common reasons for a failing startup is that the products or services offered aren't truly needed. Many entrepreneurs fall into this mistake because they create a product, identify the problem that their product relates to, and then launch their business. What should be done instead is to identify an issue in the industry, find a solution, create a product that fits this solution, and then launch your business according to this need. If you do otherwise, you might end up creating a product, putting in money, and starting a business offering something that no one really needs or one that is already out there. When faced with several choices between the same product, clients usually tend to go to the product they're more familiar with rather than the new one, so beware of the market's needs as well as your competitors. 2. Running out of cash. Money is the fuel for your business, and it is needed every step of the way, especially if you're still a startup. One of the main reasons for failing startups is a lack of cash, which should usually be allocated for running and growing the business. If the business lacks this key resource and you do not find the cash needed to keep your business running, it would eventually fail. You should be aware of the many reasons that might lead your business to run out of cash and try to avoid them. You didn't manage your funds correctly. You allocated your resources badly. You failed to raise the capital needed. You spent more than your business can afford. You didn't get enough revenue to cover your costs. Your investors pulled out of their investment. You should think ahead every time you spend money and plan correctly how you'd be able to get the money you spent back. Don't get too excited and spend unnecessarily, and always take into account the worst-case scenarios. 3. Struggling to keep up with the competition. Even if you've done thorough market research before launching your business and considered every competitor out there, you must be prepared to face new competitors at any time. Startups might fail to keep up with another startup that entered the market after they do, especially if the newcomer offers clients better products or services. In order to avoid this failure, you'd need to be always aware of the market, always alert, and ready to adjust your plans to avoid facing failure. Keeping up isn't an easy task, but if you are well prepared to face every scenario and plan timely any improvement or changes to your business, your startup might have a chance amongst fierce competition. 4. Unrealistic business model. Every entrepreneur that the backbone of their business is the way their company makes a profit and how it operates. That is your business model. A good business model will help your business be viable and remain strong. There are several business models that you can adapt for your business, but making the correct choice is crucial for your startup success. The model of your choice should be suitable for what you are offering, your audience, and your business as a whole. It should also have room for improvement in case you need to grow. Take into consideration how you deliver your product or service and make sure your business can cover the costs. Take into account every little detail and every scenario that might lead you to adjust your model to avoid pushing your startup into failure. 5. Having the wrong team. Any business, especially a startup, is as good as the people working in it. Whoever you choose to work with you in the startup needs to have the right skills to give you the expected results in executing your plan. If you do not have a competent team, it would be very difficult to keep your startup afloat. Here are a few cases of what leads to a wrong team. Inadequate skills, lack of good management, team members aren't experienced enough, lack of loyalty. If you want to avoid failure, pick the right people around you. They will be the ones that will help your startup grow and see it succeed along with you. 6. Running into legal troubles. Making sure that everything you're doing in your business is legal is an important step toward your startup success. You should be aware of every law and regulation in your industry, the taxes you need to pay, and any environmental laws that you should be aware of. Avoiding legal issues might be difficult to navigate without the assistance of a lawyer from the very beginning, so make sure you are consulting your lawyer before launching your startup to start off on the right foot. 7. Bad timing. You might have a great idea and everything is aligned for your business, but it might end up failing if you do not launch your product or service at a suitable time. You must make sure that what you're offering is available to the public when they most need it. There are many startups that fail if they didn't plan ahead when to launch a certain product or service, and it ends up going unseen, and the money spent on the launch would go to waste. A startup cannot afford to lose a lot of money, especially in the beginning, so make sure you time everything correctly to make the most of what you're offering. 8. Your investors. Although any investor in your business is a blessing as they are providing the funds you need to help your startup grow, they might be your worst enemy in some cases. If an investor interferes a lot in every detail of how you're running your business, can be incredibly frustrating for entrepreneurs. This might even lead to restraining their creativity and deviating away from their vision. Some investors might even have many conditions in their agreements, making it extremely difficult for the startup to move freely in whatever direction the entrepreneur sees fit. So make sure you are on good terms with your investors and agree ahead of time on the level of their involvement. 9. Internal issues. Let's say you've got a great team together and everyone is at the top of their industry, but they do not know how to get along. This proves to be fatal for your startup no matter how skilled every member is. The key to your success is the team and not individual members within the team. If your team cannot work as a team, you will have a major negative impact on the culture, the members' productivity, and the employees' morale. The key to a startup success is having everyone who works there on the same page, reflecting positivity, and is willing to work together. Otherwise, the startup will not last too long. 10. Wrong pricing. You need to fully understand your target audience and know how much they are willing to pay for the product or service you're offering. And you should always keep in mind that almost everyone, regardless of who your audience is, loves a good deal and would almost always go for the cheaper option. However, many people would wonder if something that is way too cheap is even good in the first place. So make sure you are pricing what you are offering correctly and suitably. Overpricing or underpricing your products might prove to be fatal for your business. So make sure to understand the market, your audience, and the competition in order to price your products and services correctly. Let us know if you have any ideas on how to avoid such pitfalls, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content such as this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.